Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. We're going to be talking about the Zimbabwe and Bangladesh Test series, where Zimbabwe have gotten a lead of 1-0 after winning the first Test match. They were absolutely brilliant, and Bangladesh would be very, very disappointed to lose at home in the first Test match. Of course, a two-match Test series, and the only thing Bangladesh can do now is level the series. It's very unfortunate because after some stellar performances, especially I'd like to talk about Mehdi Hassan Miraz, who was brilliant with the ball. He took 10 wickets in the match, but I think the Test match belonged to Blessing Muzarabani, and it's not just us who are troubled by facing him. Bangladesh has also found it very hard to face Blessing Muzarabani. He ended up as the player of the match with 9 wickets. He was phenomenal. We had some stellar performances in the batting as well. We can talk about Shantu, the Bangladeshi captain, who scored 60 in the second innings. Otherwise, Sean Williams was brilliant for Zimbabwe with the bat, but I think Zimbabwe will really cherish this victory. Ever since getting to the Test arena, once you talk about their qualification and the way they've been playing their Test cricket, I think it was just a brilliant something that we've seen from Zimbabwe, and they're improving daily. And I think the next bunch of players as well are very eager to play Test cricket for Zimbabwe. I think it's really disappointment for Bangladesh because at home you expect to extract what you can from your conditions and then win a game. But if you're failing to do that, you can always talk to Aqib Javed and you can always know what to do. So Bangladesh do have an opportunity. We've learned that he's free at the moment, so maybe they can talk to him. But that's what we're talking on the show. Time now to introduce our guest. First of all, joining us is our sports expert, cricket commentator, broadcaster and a presenter on an international level, and also someone who happens to be a very, very keen supporter of Test cricket as well when you talk about the longer format. K Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam Ahmad. I'm perfect. Thank you
for joining us. Also joining us is sports expert Malik Usman Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum Assalam. I'm doing
Thank you for joining us. And also joining us is a cricket expert and first class cricketer Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum. Thank you, Ahmed. Perfectly all right.
Right. Of course, Kashif, will start off with you. I think Bangladesh would be utterly disappointed. I think this was not the way they would have imagined to lose at home.
I think going through a transition period once again, we talk about number of key players not being part of the Bangladeshi team, and most probably they wanted a spin net where they can trap Zimbabwe, but I guess the Zimbabwean batsman came out on top, and most probably the Blessing Muzarabani factor, because the steep bounce, the raw pace, I think that all add to the benefit of the Zimbabwean team. And most probably, yes, you mentioned it right, they've been playing a quality cricket and just not the Test cricket. I still remember the way Pakistan lost to them in the T20 format in the World Cup match, the way they emerge as one of the powerhouses in Africa. I'm talking about, because now they've got some players who've been representing franchise cricket all around the globe. They've been some players who've been part of those international ventures through this franchise cricket. Blessing Muzarabani has played in PSL. Sikandar Raza is currently playing in the PSL. So all those experiences add to the benefit, and most probably they just played a quality cricket match.
Absolutely. Malik Usman Ahmed, like I said, Mehdi Hassan Miraz was brilliant. He took 10 wickets in the game, and this is the kind of surface where bowlers like him are more successful than any other conditions. But still, Bangladesh probably missed the trick, and they just faltered in the second innings.
I think you have to give some credit to the Zimbabwean openers as well. 174 was a very tricky target, and scoring 95 of 21 overs was simply outstanding. And it was 127 for 2 at one stage, and it was walk in the park until Mehdi Hassan Miraz took a couple of wickets and made the end very exciting. I think it was a very great pitch for Test cricket. There was some thing for the faster bowlers and the spinners as well as for the batsmen as well. You have to dig in and score your runs, and scoring 250 to 60 in the first and second innings was a good score. But I think Bangladesh faltered in their first innings. They got the first use of the pitch and they scored only 191, so the credit must be given to the bowling of Zimbabwe as well as the openers Bennett, who scored consecutive half centuries in this Test match. He scored half centuries in both the innings, and Karan was superb in the second inning as well. And Muzarabani being the faster bowler, and you expect Bangladeshi pitches to spin a lot. I think it was the faster bowlers who did the trick in this Test match.
Absolutely, and I think with Blessing Muzarabani, you do extract that that steep bounce, we can say. Probably he's got a bit of extra bounce than other bowlers, but I think even that being said, you have to be very disciplined on a surface like this, and I think that's what he did very well. But also credit to Bangladeshi fast bowlers. Naheed Rana once again bowled brilliantly, and I think he has to be the next find for Bangladesh when you talk about their fast bowlers. They've relied categorically on two left armers over the years, and I think going back to the time of then right arm fast bowler and captain Mashrafi Murtaza. But I think it's after a while they've found a young sensation which is touching 150 plus. So I think that's really good for them as well. K Asif Ahmad, disappointment for Bangladesh, but Zimbabwe surely the better side.
Well, I think that you were talking about Blessing Madrabani, but I don't know why you're not taking name Victor Nyauchi, the way he bowled, especially in the second innings, in the first innings. And you rightly said that the Blessing Madrabani, the way he was bowling to the batters, his liner length, that was typical Test cricket liner length, bowling outside the off stump and trying to batter to go for drive. And then we have seen the extra bounce. That was surprising for me as well. On the other side, Bangladesh, they missed the trick. They won the toss, and of course, you know that Zimbabwe realized that we will create a difference in the first innings, and this is what they had done superbly. They've taken some good lead, and then their batters, they're in good position. You're talking about Sean Williams, and then their Craig Erwin, their skipper. He was very cheeky, and he has taken very good decisions. Mehdi Miraj, once again, he was good with the ball, but apart from a couple of batters like Shantu and Mominul Haq, their batters, they didn't bat well, including Mushfiqur Rahim. And then Mushfiqur Rahim is struggling after scoring 115 Pakistan against Pakistan. They've beaten Pakistan, and in India, he was not in good form. And now in Bangladesh, when we see that the Zimbabwe beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh, I think it's remarkable the way they have played, and superb victory, including not only the Blessing Madrabani, but the entire team looks in a very good momentum. So congratulations to Zimbabwe. Bangladesh, guys, keep it up, guys. Come on.
But should we send Aqib Javed?
No, I think that it's not a good idea.
The heaters
because,
and the
no, they have already talked to Umar Gul. So now Umar Gul is going there as a fast bowling coach. So they don't want Aqib Javed, and they left Aqib Javed for Pakistan.
Well, okay. Thank you very much to Aqib Javed. Yes, Malik Usman Ahmed, you'd like to add something?
I think Bangladesh cricket has been having some tough time recently. An anti-corruption body actually raided Bangladesh Cricket Board as well. And secondly, they are in transition. If you lose against a team which has not won an away test in 4 years, and they have not won a test in the last 11 test matches, I think it says a lot, and many questions will be asked from these players and this team. Now the younger lot has to take this Bangladesh cricket forward. The time has gone for Mahmudullah, Shakibul Hassan and Mushfiqur Rahim, Mashrafi Murtaza, etc. Now the younger lot has to show what they are capable of doing. They have already won the Under-19 World Cup, and many of these stars in the making are from that squad. So I think there are some great times ahead for Bangladesh, but I think this loss has genuinely hurt them.
Absolutely. But you're right, Malik Usman Ahmed, because a lot of political turmoil over there has also changed the setup, and they've mainly, I think, have had an issue with captaincy as well. So maybe in the likes of Shantu, we might see a captain that can go for a longer period, or do you believe it might be otherwise in a couple of years?
Shantu will leave the captaincy. What I have heard is that he wants to relinquish the charge of captaincy, and some other player might be getting that. I will not mind if Mahdi Hassan Miraj gets it. He was the Under-19 captain when he won the player of the tournament during the Under-19 tournament, and he was the star in the making itself. He's a great player, and he's undroppable in this team as well, so his position is probably confirmed. So having a captain of that sort who has actually captained many of these players since the junior stages, so I think he would be a good omen for the Bangladesh side. Shanto was street smart. He was there in the Under-19 team that actually won the World Cup. So, but now when he wants to leave the captaincy, I think there is already a candidate who is very much capable of taking this Bangladesh cricket forward, and that is Mahdi Hassan Miraj.
Absolutely, and I think it's the right choice as well. Somebody who's done captaincy from the youth level surely is the better option when you talk about the structure as well. But Kashif Majeed, anything that they can now work on differently, because I think now the missing link with Nahid Rana has been solved. They've got a good fast bowler, quality spinners were already there. They needed batters to rely on. I'm finally glad that they've moved forward from Shakibul Hassan and Mushfiqur Rahim.
I guess the confidence is just lacking, because they've got the ability to score runs, they've got the ability to play this red ball cricket. Most probably the focus was on Bangladesh Premier League. Again, there were certain players who were coming from the ranks of the Bangladesh Premier League, and again they're following the same route which we have followed for the years. The Bangladesh Premier League, then they got selected for the T20, then one day, and then the Test. Ultimately, they have to pick their first of all, they have to make certain adjustments in their 4-day format. That is their first class cricket. Then they have to pick the place from that 4-day format of the first class cricket. Most probably the route from the Bangladesh Premier League to their national side and playing in the whites is just not the route to be followed. Second important thing, most probably for me, is finding out that who is suitable to bat at which number. Every now and then we see Mehdi and Miraz coming as an opener, batting at 4, batting at 6, batting at 8. He scored against a century against West Indies in his debut match, took a 10 for. But yes, he's a capable all-rounder. But again, either you make him an all-rounder and revolve other players around him, or make sure that other batsmen do their stuff and Mehdi and Miraz
But
can
Kashif,
support
for
them.
quite some time they've been criticized that they've been playing most of their cricket on home conditions, which have been square turners. So they've been criticized because of that, what people have believed, cricket analysts around the world, that they've not been able to develop a side that can perform well in other conditions than Bangladesh.
I mean, this is the case with majority of the Asian teams apart from Pakistan. We talk about India, there is always square turners. Whenever any team visits them, they always find themselves in a square turners trap. This is just not one of those excuses, because right now when we talk about their match, this test match, they've been playing in their home soil, and so most probably for me, Bangladesh needs to develop their white ball team on a basis that they consistently have to play test matches. Because when we talk about Asian teams apart from India, no one is serious enough to play test cricket on regular intervals. For instance, let me talk about Shah Masood. He is the captain of Pakistan test team, and every year he is captain for the Pakistan team for around 10 days, and that is it. Those 10 days of 2 test matches for 1 year, and that's it. This is his role in Pakistan cricket these days, because right now he's not even playing in the team of PSL. So this is where they have to think, Bangladesh have to think twice as much as the Pakistan, that they have to play regular test matches, and they have to develop their first class structure, and most probably they can invite different players from across the globe to play their 4-day format rather than be in part of Bangladesh Premier League.
Absolutely. Thank you very much to all the 3 gentlemen joining us in studios. That wraps up our segment. Of course, we go towards a short break. When we come back, we do the PSL special. Stay tuned.